Morning, guys. It's Sunday. I believe it's the 11th October. Maybe it's not the 11th. I don't remember. Losing track of days. Anyway, this is what I got going on here today. I worked on it a little bit yesterday. I was kind of in a frantic scramble to get it done. I had some other things going on at home. We actually lost power at our house Friday afternoon, and upon having the power company out, they tested and said we had power at our pole, so we had a problem in our underground lines going from the pole to the house. So I spent all day yesterday with my electrician digging up the power lines and checking, and we got to replace the main lines going into the house. So we're going to do that later this week. We got some temporary power run, so we're up and running. We just don't have full power. So we got to work on that later this week. So I had that going on yesterday. I got here to the shop about 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and I had this vehicle in here, which is the 2003 Chevy Suburban. This is a two-wheel drive, another funeral home vehicle. You guys saw me do the hideaway strobe kit in this vehicle and a couple of the others probably. But anyway, we had a little mishap here on the front bumper. Front bumper got pushed and it had broken the paint up here on the bottom of the fender. So we got the rust off of that and feathered it out, and that's primed. This is just loose paper up here for my soft edge. And then you got your typical GM aluminum rear gate. Got it off the truck here, and basically all the paint was peeling in here because the aluminum was corroding. And we cleaned that up the best we could, treated it with phosphoric acid, used a wire wheel, and then 180'd out and feather edged the paint. So that's just kind of backmasked right now from dealing with that last night. That's the MP200 matrix primer on there. So I'm just going to feather edge these edges a little bit. I've got some guide coat on it. I'm not sure exactly why I did that. Probably force of habit. But we'll get that feathered out, and then we'll get the paper yanked off of that and get her masked up and cleaned up and ready to shoot. And I'll get you guys on the stand here. Hope everybody's been doing good. Sorry about the fan noise in the background. I'm trying to pull some warmer air into the shop from outside. It's only about 65 inside the shop, and it's probably 70 something outside. There's the window out of this door. These aren't too bad to pull off. Basically, you got your hinge assembly up here, and you pop the trim off on the inside, and you got an access hole. Might zoom too much. I don't know if we can see that, but yeah, right in there. Take the hinge out and pop the door off. It's not too heavy. You got some wires here and the tube for the washer squirter and all that nonsense. You got to pull the little shocks off that hold it up. So we got that kind going on. Got some old sheets thrown over this. I didn't feel like bagging it up completely. I masked the back side so I wouldn't get an overspray on that, because it is not going to get any repairs done. The outside is actually in nice shape. Which is amazing, because these aluminum gates tend to like to rust, or corrode, excuse me, around the wiper arm and where the wiper arm parks and all that. And I understand why they make them out of aluminum, otherwise they'd be heavy as all get out. Still trying to wake up this morning. I didn't get to bed until about I probably got out of here at 8:30 last night, 9 o'clock, after cleaning done and all that. Stayed up and watched a little TV, because we didn't have power at all on Friday night, so catching up on a little TV, watched a little of the Mecum auction. where we're at with this. So we're gonna hit this. We're gonna start with a little 320 probably to knock that edge off. Right up in here. And there's no real way to block it. You don't really have any flat surfaces, so I use these sanding sponges that work really good. If I can figure out what I did with the sanding sponge, we'll be in good shape. Might even have to run the heat today for a little bit to knock humidity down. Alright, so we got this guy right here, a little, boy, that is just awful lighting, and I'm not going to turn on any more lights probably, but got these. That's a Norton one. This is 320/400. We're just going to go over this real lightly and knock these edges off. Now this primer seems to work really nice. The one drawback is it sands better wet, but with this lip on the bottom here, I really don't want any water in this. Because if I get water in there, I'm going to have to chase it all back out. And I really don't want to have to fight that today. It's not real warm out. So you guys have seen me sand primer a bunch of times here. I'm probably not gonna, make this a primer sanding video. I'll bring you guys in for the action of getting it all base coated. But this is gonna probably take me 45 minutes to get that sanded. The fender will probably take me 5 minutes to get it sanded. But basically what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take some 1000 grit and I'm going to sand probably maybe up to this little line right here on the inside, and then bring it into where the trim panel covers from here in. So I just need to scuff in there a little bit. I'll mask that off, back mask it a little bit so I don't have a hard line in there. Not that it matters, you won't see it, but. And then I'll try and bring my base. My primer will probably be feathered back into here. So I'll try and bring my base out just a little farther. It's inside. Color match is not paramount in this situation. But same thing on this side, because I had a little funkiness going on right in this lip. Basically all the corrosion was in that lip. And the only way I know to get it all out is to fold this lip of the door skin back out and get as much as you can out of there, because you still can't get the inside clean. So we'll see if we can make this work. This is MP200 is a direct to metal primer. Now when we say direct to metal, we're talking 6-inch diameter or smaller. None of this was any wider than 1.5 inches, 2 inches wide, but it went the length of the gate. So this is going to be kind of a trial on this to see how it holds out. Aluminum's funny. You should etch prime it, but with that area only being like that wide, that's a real tricky area to just try and etch prime. So we're using this. I could have used epoxy because I did wire wheel and sandblast all in here where it was pitted up real bad. I'm not really worried about the look of the pits on the inside of the door. None of them are too terrible. It was just to get the loose paint off more than anything. So that's where we're going to leave this for right at the moment. I'm going to work on this, get it prepped up, and show you what it looks like upon the explanation I just gave you of how I was going to do it. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, I'm back, and Getting ready to get this thing shot. Temperature's falling outside. It's down about 68 degrees and the humidity is wrapped up around 90%. But I'll show you what we got. Front fender's all masked off, truck's bagged. I just had to shoot a little etch over a spot that I broke through down there. Sometimes I'll just hit those with sealer, but I don't like putting that over bare metal. I had another breakthrough right here. Nothing major, just one little spot. Still got some pits in it, but we're going to let it roll. Just as is, just trying to stop the rust. It's been sandblasted. Now the way I masked this right here, you can see I have the whole center taped off. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep my color basically from this edge back out that way. I'm going to try and spray down on it and spray, you know, adjust gun angles, narrow up the fan, just get this covered. I'm not worried about color match inside, so adjusting the fan down like that really doesn't bother me. You just got to be careful you don't run it. But got this edge soft edged, back masked, and when I go to spray the clear, I'm going to just go barely beyond my color, and we're going to stop the clear like way back here. I've got it scuffed another 4 or 5 inches past, and we'll blend it off on that. This is the interior panel. I don't really have any concerns about it. It'll come out just fine. And then as far as it's kind of dark over here, I had to unplug my light. I got to put the heat on. As far as this panel goes, we're going to get hiding on that and blend the color up just a little bit, and then clear the entire panel like we're supposed to. I know you guys probably watched my last video where I did that minivan and I blended the clear, but I kind of was between a rock and a hard place on that. I hated to do it, but it was down low enough it shouldn't fail, and if it does, it's not going to fail within the next year or so. We'll see what happens on that. I was under a time constraint too, but that's not really an excuse. That and my lack of experience on knowing how to pull the damn doors apart. So we got this door jamb back masked in there, put tape on the door and folded it in, and it's just up against the back. That'll break that overspray from going inside. Same thing on the hood. Put tape facing toward the camera, facing toward me, and then rolled it over, and it's touching the back of the hood, and then the hood's got a piece of tape on it, and then it's papered, and then the bag. So I'll bring you guys back in a little bit when I'm getting ready to put the sealer on. We're going to use a 127 sealer on this, dark gray. Let's see. That kind right there. I just mixed up a teeny bit. I think I mixed it to the 1 on the 4-to-1 scale there. So the second one would have been the amount in there. There might have been 2 ounces in there, if that. It didn't even fill my little cup here, and I'm just going to seal that real quick because I don't want any problems with that etch primer that I sprayed on there. So that's that for now. One more thing. There's the color right there. It's a 2003 Chevy. I think they use this color for a while. It's medium green pearl metallic. It's 9539 is the code, not the matrix code, but the manufacturer code. I also have some in some chroma base here. I've got 3 more of these vehicles to do that are all this color. So I went ahead and got a quart because I like the way the matrix sprays better and covers better than the chroma base. But we'll continue to use that chroma base until it's all used up. I don't really have much left in the old cabinet here. I think I have some odds and ends. Got a little Metalux in there and mostly matrix, but I got all these little pints and half pints in there from tiny jobs that I did over the years. Another thing I do in the winter, I'll take these little bottles right here and mix the base coat up, pour it in a bottle. I'll stick that bottle right in my pocket. Same thing with the clear for a small job. Keeps it warm. Just a little car lot trick there. A lot of these guys that go around and do the call them the bumper demons, the guys who go to the car lots and do the quickie touch-ups in the mobile units. I learned that from a buddy of mine who did that sort of service, and they basically keep the materials in their pocket to keep them warm, and they'd run around with a heat gun in their hand and warm the panel up as much as they could, and then go ahead and spray it and chase it with the heat gun, because usually the clear won't even flow out when it's that cold. So, alright, I'll bring you back in a little bit. Alright guys, we got sealer on these panels. One thing you need to make sure when you're doing something where you're close to an edge, where you're trying to soft edge it, keep your tape wrapped around the edge a little bit when you seal it, and then pull it down just a touch. I took a scuff pad and scuffed any that rolled around the edge. You don't want to see that on the outside for sure. That's your tip of the day. We're going to use the small touch-up gun, the DeVilbiss SRI, with the 1.0 tip in it. And what we're going to do, as I explained before in the earlier clip, is we're going to start trying to keep the color from getting up in here. We may get a little color up in here, but that's okay. We're going to try and focus it all down in here so we have plenty of room to put our clear on and then blend it before we hit this where it's papered. So I've got the pattern on this cut down to about a 2-inch pattern. Spray pressure is turned way down. I've done some test patterns with it, so we're going to go ahead and give this a shot here. Had some questions. People want to know what your base should look like when it goes on. It should be flat and sort of wet like that, if that helps you out any. Shouldn't be full wet. We'll go for that, or with that, excuse me, for right now. Sorry about the shaky cam there, but that's first coat. We're almost hidden. That dark sealer makes all the difference, fellas. On this little job, it didn't really make a difference. I got plenty of paint. Now this fella here, we're gonna have to readjust the gun. Spraying this at about 21, 22 pounds on this little gun. It doesn't take much. First thing I'm going to focus is to get some paint blown up under this edge and around this front edge and the back edge here, and we'll get this hidden. Second coat, if it hasn't hidden, we'll work on it some more. And then we'll step it up a little and fan the color out a little bit. going to hit this with a tack cloth too real quick. It's a little more important to not have dirt on that inside of that gate. Now that, my friends, was pretty much hidden on the first coat, but we're going to go for more than that. Ooh, I'm losing the tripod leg here. But that's what you got, so I'll bring you back for the second coat. Alright guys, sorry I started without you, but I'm going to get you in on the fender. This gate is done, it just needs to be cleared. I realized after I put my drop coat on this that I forgot to grab the camera, so we got coverage. The hard part to get is down in that lip right there where it rolls over from the door skin. Can't tell really well. Almost put my wrist strap in the wet paint. That's not good. But it looks like we got it. So I'm going to call that good. The base stops right about just past this indentation on both sides. And it stops at the top of this lip. I sprayed a little bit on top, but I sprayed it this way. So you can see I got a teeny bit on the paper on the corner there, and I think that shot over when I was spraying the side like this. But it isn't a big deal if it's not perfect on the inside. That door skin covers it. So we're gonna go for make sure we got coverage on this, and then we're going to start blending on it. So hang with me for a second. I got to monkey with the tripod here. There we go. One of those legs did not want to stay where it's supposed to be. I don't know where a good spot is for you guys, because I'm going to end up being right in the middle of the shot. Got too much crap laying around the shop here. Now I have to adjust the gun again. To spray this, I want a little bit wider fan. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get up under there one more time to make sure I got coverage. Should be okay though. I'm pretty sure I've got coverage, so I'm going to blend up into that area just a little bit and call it happy. See what it looks like. So we'll check that after it flashes. We'll be right back. That's nice. I'm not sure if I even turned the camera on. This has got its 2 coats of clear on it, and it's melted in right there. That's nice and shiny. Oh yeah. A little foggy in here. I need to get my mask on and get back out of here. So that's what we got for now. I'll show you finished product later.